Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder Kingmaker Enhanced Edition with me, Arcanum. So I decided I'm not going to claim Silver Step region yet. Because when I tried it off camera, a bunch of companion quests and things started popping up and I don't want to be put on a time limit. Yet, anyway, we're going to head eastward towards Varnhold. We're going to go ahead and rest here before we leave. And also I want to take care of that Hanvaki brother quest. Lost brother. Because again, last time I failed that quest, I didn't make it there in time. I know where it's at. I actually already have the location revealed on the map. And so that's going to be our priority. And I'm going to bring Harem. For right now. I should have memorized his quests first, but it's fine. I say memorize his quests. I meant memorize his spells first before we rested. And that's for a very specific reason. There's a dungeon coming up in the near future where I will be let's grab Firebelly. Why not? Let's see, we have Hold Person. We can grab a couple of these. And then here, Animate Dead is really good. Let's grab a few of those. Death Ward, of course. Might be worth actually getting more of those. Alright, and then here, Bone Shatter. Righteous Might is super duper good. Vine Trap is okay. I'm actually going to get a couple of those and probably one Vine Trap. Or Raise Dead. And sorry, he isn't good, so that's not something I want him to have. Let's see. Does he have Freedom of Movement memorized? I mean, he has it himself. Okay. We have one casting of it. And then let's see, what else do I want him to have? Chains of Light is really good. Probably just grab both of those. Because Eagle Soul says any non-good spellcasters can cast this spell, but doing so causes them to be sickened. For spellcasters who are neither good nor evil, or staggered for spellcasters who are evil for the spell's duration. Are staggered. Sickened for neither good nor evil. Alright, anyway, let's head towards Shallow Gulch. Though we could go down this way. Now let's go straight to Shallow Gulch. Because that's where the Hanvaki brother is, if I remember correctly. Which I might not. But I'm almost positive that's where he's at. One downside of this composition is that Harem has shield wall. I don't have anyone else that uses. I could give it to the Jthal, but I think they still need to have a shield in their hand for it to be utilized. I should have given Harem heavy flail proficiency instead of heavy mace. I mean, shield wall is only one, well, 2 armor class for heavy shield.
Adventures can wait.
Alright, let's quick save. Could rest up. I think this is just a book event.
We set up camp?
Yeah. While traveling through the hills of Nomen, we noticed something worrisome. Crows circled the sky, much as they do upon spying a corpse to feast upon. More ominous yet, clouds of smoke trailed into the sky as well. After noticing that, we stormed over there, rattling our weapons and shouting battle cry. Well, yeah. Alright, we soon saw what attracted the crows. A dead horse lay in the ditch, one leg missing and its carcass already picked at by scavengers. Near the horse was what looked to be the corpse of its former rider, a young man clad only in undergarments. The smoke was coming from a bonfire, where a horse's leg was roasting. We saw no cooks, but judging by the footprints and the high-pitched shrieks in the distant hills, the camp must have formerly belonged to goblins. They must have fled after hearing our shouts, leaving behind everything they'd scavenged from the body of the deceased, including a hefty coin pouch. Alas, in this backwater, coin proved of little use. Deciding not to pursue the goblins, we turned our attention to the body. Alas, the body laid before us belonged to none other than Toman Hanvaki, a noble from Gralton, the one whose brother begged us to look for him. A letter in his jacket pocket, yellowed with age, confirmed his identity. It was signed Matthew Hanvaki, a relative. All we could do then was take the tragic news to his brother. Which requires us to go back to the capital, which I don't want to do right now. We can go down to Varnhold and investigate. Resting first, of course. I forgot, what does he do here? Or sorry, what does he do here? Less likely to get attacked. I think that's what we'll do.
Oh, I'm so tired. Sometimes I feel like reaching for a rope, but is that a dignified end? No, I suppose I should live a little longer and see where the world is rolling.
At least there's something that dispels your gloom, most honorable harem. Even if it's a vision of a world rolling into the unknown.
So I'm a little unhappy with my current setup. I have too many melee characters. But it'll be fine. Hopefully.
The end draws near.
Request. The sun Lindsay was called for.
What's your
Grotus awaits us.
I'm there.
Okay. So we've been here before. What does it say? The house is empty. Some of Aristol is empty and dark. Let's quick save for this perception check.
An expected result.
The huge black raven is watching you closely.
I wrote it like I saw it.
Command me.
It's time to act.
Shoot, I don't have fireball anymore.
This
Can you
will
make an
hurt.
epic pose? I need inspiration.
John Sever, Varn's comrade at arms and stout defender of Varnhold. Alright, read that one before. Read that one. Here lies Andrisha, the first among Varnhold's potters. Alright, so it has a... Grain litters the ground around this former granary. The sacks that used to hold supplies have been torn apart and emptied, and bones and other leftovers are scattered in the dirt. Yeah, the cemetery has been expanded, to finish my previous thought. The door to the house is ajar. The owner didn't lock it when leaving their home. A table set for a meal can be seen through the half-open window. The cutlery and the plates lie untouched, and flies hover above the rotting food.
I'm off.
The entrance to the empty tavern still smells of spilled ale. It's like something I can loot. Unless I've already looted it.
I'm there.
Last time we were here. The door to the merchant's house lies open. Inside is chaos.
You should have run! Their life ends here!
So fragile.
The fisherman's house has been plundered. All the fish, nets, and tools are gone.
Your wish granted.
The big black bird is watching your every move. It seems it has been following you ever since you left the Temple of Aristil.
In due time.
So we're being watched and or followed by a big black bird.
Done.
There are numerous tracks, humanoids both small and gigantic, to and from the fort. Which we saw what resides in the fort already.
Follow if you dare.
Let's quick save before we head inside.
I'm there. Strike!
Done with waiting.
Was she blinded? She is.
Enjoy your final moments.
But it's temporary. 2 days.
I do what I must.
Yes, I'm still here. Who will prevail? Does it matter?
Serves you right.
Patience.
Ask.
He doesn't have selective channeling, so he hurts Jathal when he, oops. Uses his, channeling. The spot on the wall has been damaged by a fallen birch tree. The tops of the logs used to construct the wall have been broken, and the logs themselves stand askew. The thin birch tree still leans against it. A dexterous enough individual could probably climb up the trunk and get over that wall. Yeah, let's try to climb over the wall. The trunk of the birch tree is slippery, and the logs of the wall shift precariously under your weight, but you manage to make it over the wall. And now we're inside.
Unworthy. I'm listening.
The end draws near.
And then our leader charged forwards. Hey, wait for me!
An expected result.
At the bottom of the well, half hidden under water, lies a broken bucket tied to a piece of rope, and a dead spriggan with a broken neck.
I'm off.
Taste my
Test
beauty.
of my abilities.
What's that?
Oh man.
In due time.
That dude exploded.
You deserved
You cannot
it.
stand against me.
I haven't seen Canara miss in quite some time.
Wretched things.
Anything else?
I'm there.
Alright, guess we can head inside. Do we have any more scrolls of remove blindness? We do. Perfect. Alright, quick save, and then whoop, head inside.
Scared? You should be.
I don't have to manage my party at all,
Gift to you.
How curious.
as they've got it under control.
Applause, please.
Follow if you dare.
Some very miscellaneous treasures.
You should take a look.
Applause, please.
Some more of that ancient scrap of script-covered leather. It's a pain in the butt to say.
Any last wishes?
Gorum! This will be quick.
I'm ready you out of our sword.
despicable.
Strike with a legend. Anything else?
Wand of Displacement. That's gonna be really good. Because Displacement is a very good spell. I don't use it very often, but it is, it's a good spell. It just doesn't last very long. Not like micromanaging that much.
This is where I step in. You're but a footnote in our story.
Your life ebbs low.
Burn. Bring it. Advance.
Serves you right.
I am your end.
I'm good.
State your desire.
Just letting the ink dry.
Speak. Here see.
Yeah, I forgot how bad Renewed Vigor is. I really regret getting that as a feat.
What a surprise.
'Cause it is truly awful. Not any of these guys have anything spectacular on them. I mean, well, look at this dude's legs. I think he had enlarged himself, and when he died, somehow he got all straggly looking. Let's go up top. A guy. The biggest Spriggan, scarred and beaten, bears his rotting teeth. I guess we can't rest even here. I bet you followed our trail from our very den. Forcing us from our home wasn't enough. Now you've come to finish us off. Well, a guy will not make this easy for you. Forced out of your home? What do you mean? Like you don't know. The cave to the north, where I lived my entire life before your kind came. Enough. I'm done running. A guy swings his blade and utters a shrill battle cry as he charges you. Alright, we're gonna get up front. We'll go ahead and summon some. Well, let's do Righteous Might. Show some of the skeletons, while also activating these. And we'll slow the enemies at the same time. There we go. Let's see, a guy steps back, pressing his hand against his bleeding wounds. Well, you got me, he hisses through clenched teeth. Go on then, keep hounding us, pushing us back. Clearly taking all we had wasn't enough. What are you on about? You attacked the citizens of Varnhold. You think me a fool? You attacked us, in our own home, and now you followed us here to finish the job. How could we possibly bother anyone in an empty city? Are you saying the city was empty before you got here? Who cares? We arrived and no one else was here. We checked for traps, we checked for ambushes. Nothing. Totally livable. A guy is silent for a moment. If I knew you'd follow us, I'd have taken everyone even further away. Where are the locals? No clue. Eaten by someone. Just gone. They left their belongings behind, doors wide open. Anyone could walk in and take what they like. Well, I believe that you and your kin aren't to blame for the disappearance of Varnhold citizens. I'll let you leave in peace. Just tell me where your den is. Perhaps I could pay you a visit and help get your home back. A guy stares at you, unblinking, then scoffs with contempt. And Aasimar wants to help? Sure. I'll be surprised if I'm still breathing when we're done. I bet you just want to fight your way in and take my cave for yourself. But what do I care? If I'm lucky, you'll both just kill each other. Find an old cave to the south. That's where you'll find the creeps who forced us out. And if you by some chance manage to kick them out of there, I'll know. Then we'll talk some more. Don't follow me. Okay. It's gonna take them forever to leave because they're slowed. Yeah, I don't think he drops anything worth actually having, so. Fallen Warrior's Boot. Owlbear Omelet. Crimson Counselor. This quarterstaff is encrusted with a magical ruby filled with power. It's a +2 quarterstaff, fire gemstone. Staff contains 6 charges that are replenished each day. By spending 3 charges, its wielder may cast Fireball. By spending 2 charges, they may cast Scorching Ray. Unfinished letter from Mygar Varn. Most Honorable Baron Don Victus, I am Baron Magar Varn of Varnhold, and I am writing to inquire about the current state of affairs in your realm. I hope that no trouble or pestilence have found their way to your lands. Perhaps we could arrange a neighborly meeting soon to discuss things. At your leisure, of course. I would also like to request your aid in a small matter. A few days back, an adventurer by the name of Willis Gunderson retrieved a mysterious bracelet from one of the ancient ruins scattered across Dunsword. Gunderson kindly turned it over to my court wizard, Cephal, who continues to examine it as it lies on the table before me. It may be the most peculiar thing I've ever laid eyes on. The bracelet is covered in angular patterns that resemble a labyrinth, and it is adorned with an inscription in an unknown language. No learned man in Varnhold has been able to read this writing, or deduce which culture the artifact belongs to. So, I ask for your aid, please. If you have an archivist with a deep knowledge of the history of this region, send them along to aid us in solving this mystery. I am sure that your capital has plenty of such learned men and women. Perhaps one of them will succeed in reading this inscription. Of course, I'll return the Vortikai, 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 Vorta. Fascinating. Baron Magar Varn, I'm writing to you as your ally and well-wisher. The reason for my letter is the lack of foresight in your actions. You're trying so hard to become friends with this Baron from Conqueror's Keep. You invite him to pay you a visit, you assure him of sincerity, and even send rich gifts. Have you nothing more to do in your lands? I strongly recommend you stop flirting with this upstart person and turn your gaze to the affairs of the day. You're trying to cross the path with powerful forces that can reach you even in your own castle. You should know your place. With wishes of good health and calm sleep, your friend. I don't think I remember who that's from. I think it's from Patox, but don't quote me on that. Regardless, we've cleared out Varnhold. We still don't know what happened to the people, even though the city was overrun with Spriggans when we got here. Which I guess is interesting enough in itself. Oh, the raven. You notice a huge black bird sitting still on a high fence by the exit, as if waiting for you. It's a raven, glistening black and one of the largest ravens you've ever seen. As you approach, it tilts its head and affixes you with a beady black eye. As you're about to leave, you hear a cracked voice. Hypocrite. What did you say? What's the point of your false pity for these fools who you allowed to live? The raven gives a sharp caw, almost a bark. With no shelter, no family, and no homeland, always on the run, all you did is prolong their suffering, and take pride in your... The raven gives another sharp caw, almost sneering. Chivalry. My, a talking crow. If you said anything worth hearing, that'd be impressive indeed. The raven bristles its wings, fluttering. You would do well to heed my words, thrall, as would all of you of the lesser races. You will swallow your words when the time comes, and the time comes for you all. Why are you here? Are you one of the thieves that lived in this miserable settlement? I stole nothing. Liar. The settlement was full of thieves. They paid for their crimes. Now only a single one remains. You. Who are you? What do you know about the vanishing of Varnhold? Only that the people of this dusty village were thieves. Thieves and bandits who didn't respect the law and didn't know their place. Inferior beings don't dare touch that which belongs to their masters. Who are you? I'm not from Varnhold, but I'll find out what happened here. You? The raven gives a short barking caw. What arrogance, what pride. You, thrall? Do not follow one crime with another. You will suffer the same fate. Who are you? I am going to give him my name, because if I don't give him my name, other names will be given. My name is Don Victus. Now tell me who you are. The raven regards you for a moment. Finally, it flaps its wings and without a sound, takes flight. Moments later, it is nothing more than a speck in the sky. Then it is gone. So, as with most fantasy tropes, names hold power. If you give up your name, they have power over you. That's just something to keep in mind throughout the really any fantasy game. If someone asks for your name, try not to give it unless it's casual conversation. Like, hey, I'm whatever. It's like, oh, okay, I'm whatever as well. Let's just drop some stuff. All this stuff is useless. But I am going to try and give him specific names when he asks, because last time I didn't, and it came back and bit me in the butt real hard, so I don't want to run across... Oh, hello. Pot shards lie scattered in the middle of the road. Traces of oil can be seen on the shards. Alright, so we're going to leave, then I'm going to call it an episode, and the next one we'll probably head towards the Spriggan Cave. Seems like the next best place to go. I think it's the overgrown cavern that we need to head to. It might be the rotten cave as well. I do not remember exactly where they were at. But we're going to be here for a little while. I need to find a merchant that sells rations. I need rations. Anyway, I'm going to call the episode here. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one.